Welcome, millionaires. Welcome to Mindset with Millionaire Mitchie. It's truly an honor. Hope you are all doing fantastic. I'm truly grateful to be here today, and thank you all for tuning in and for watching. It's truly a pleasure to have you guys today, um, March 12th, 2022. And today's topic is God's power is within you. I got this information um, from this very book that was shared with me that is called The Power of the Spoken Word of by Florence Scovel Shinn. This is the book. Feel free to go ahead and purchase it in Amazon. But this book really helped me with the information that I'm about to help share with you, and hopefully it's helpful as well. And I am truly grateful to be here to share that information with you guys. Hopefully on Instagram, you guys can hear me very well and clear. But let me go ahead and start. And basically, the book basically means that, well, the chapter for that book, it says that God's gift to man is power and dominion over created things, his mind, his body, and affairs, right? That is what God gives us. God gives us powers within us. It's within us already, but we have to continue seeking and finding it, right? And all happiness comes from lack of power. And when I read that part, I said, damn, it's so true. Like, lack unhappiness comes from lack of power. When we don't have the power to control our emotions, to control how we feel, and we feel vulnerable, we feel stuck, that's where it comes, because of the power of the lack of power and the power of not thinking what you think you attract. So I want to be able to come here and let you guys know that we have to understand that the power, God's power is already within us. And it all starts with our mindset, right? Can you guys hear me on the Instagram live? So man image himself weak and the victim of circumstances, right? Claiming that condition over which he has no control of cause his defeat. That is basically what we go through. We consider ourselves weak or not strong because we identify in the circumstances, in the condition that we feel no control of, and that's how we lack. That's where we lack power. When we say to ourselves, "Oh, I don't have control over that," that's defeating over me. That's when you lose your power. That's when you lose all your happiness, right? Because you're so focused on what you don't have control of, right? That's the problem that we have, right? Man by himself is indeed a victim of circumstances, but when you are linked with God's power, all things are possible. Remember, we cannot do things on our own. We have to always seek God and his guidance. We always have to ask him to help us when we need help, not trying to figure it out on our own, not tell ourselves, I could do this. And when you're in the situation, you don't know how to go about it because you are lacking power. But you have to find that power. You have to look for that power in God, right? With your words, you contract this power. Be impeccable with your words. Like, right, life and death are the power of the tongue. What we speak about happens. So let's work every single day to be careful with our words. Very careful with our words, because we attract what we speak. We attract what we think. So we got to be very careful, and we got to be mindful of that. Watch your words with diligence, right? We have to be mindful. You're reaping the fruit of your words. So if you continue saying things as in, I can't do this, I am not good enough, all of this is happening to me because I maybe deserve it, things like that, right? I'm just giving an example. That is what we speaking upon our life. The more we speak negativity, the more we will attract that. When we're in a circumstances of difficulties, think positive. It's so hard to think positive, but you have to figure out a way to think positive. Why? Because that is the only way that we can move forward. And the way that we could go through that is seeking God to help us think positive, seeking God to take control of our thoughts in the moment and help us move forward, help us do things that is impossible to do, but we know that is possible because we have him in our heart and our mind and our soul. But you need to believe in that. You need to believe that he is in our heart, mind, and soul, right? Revelations 2, verse 2nd to verse 26, sorry. He that overcomes and kept my words to the end, to him will I give the power over the nations. Overcome means to conquer all thoughts, to conquer doubt, to conquer fear and negative vibration. That is when we overcome that, he will give us the power of the nation. He will give us the power to do what we're supposed to do, right? Jesus Christ said, all power is given unto me to bring heaven upon earth. All power is given unto me. So understand that power rests in God himself. And we have to go to the one that has the power. We have to go and seek to the one that's going to help us, right? We can't do things on our own and think that we could do it. No, we need guidance. We need his power, right? Let us think that this coming to pass for evil is unreal and leave no stain. We have to say that. Every time you find yourself in a difficulty or that something is messing up or anything that is in a negative perspective, you have to say evil is unreal and leaves no stain. And I promise you that it will leave no stain because God power is within you, your subconscious mind, right? The real inspiration, the revelation, the illumination, the real of miracles and wonders, right? Impossible changes the place you for your good because you believe and you have the power of your subconscious mind to create inspiration, revelation, right? Create miracles and wonders, but you have to believe that. You can't allow other people to believe that for you. You have to believe that. And impossible will happen. A door opens where there was no door, right? Supplies appears from hidden and unexpected channels for where God has weapons you not know of. God is the source of all positivity, of all miracles, of all inspiration. Why? Because he is who we need. He is who we have. And he is who is going to take us where we're supposed to go, right? This is something I want you guys to understand. The impossible happens when you start to believe that God has power to change it all. That is when the impossible starts to happen because you're using the power that God has within you to create the imagination, the inspiration in your subconscious mind to do the things that your heart wants to do, the things that God has planned for you, but you still have not found that because you're thinking the lack of power. You're thinking of circumstances that you don't have control of. You're thinking based on the temporary things that are happening in your life, but you're not really looking deep to what God has done for you and it is doing for you and it is doing within you, right? And you have to continue to believe that he is the source of all intelligence, that he is the source, he is a divine source, he is the Father that would guide us to where we're supposed to go, right? You ask and God knows the way of fulfillment, right? Man part is to rejoice and give thanks and act in his faith. That is what we came to this world to do, to act on our faith, to rejoice and give thanks. And nowhere in the Bible says to worry, to be anxious, to be angry, to not forgive others, not to love others, right? So at the end of the day, right, we have to rejoice. We have to rejoice. We have to rejoice. We have to give thanks. We have to act on faith, right? Act as though I were and I am. Repeat that over and over again. Repeat that to only activate faith to the subconscious. Say, as I act as though I were and I am. Instead of saying negativity, start saying positivity. Be careful with your words. You attract what you say about yourself, right? Your enemy, your only enemy is within you, is your mind. So if you allow the negativity and being a victim of circumstances, you're going to continue to live in that unhappiness. You got to seek God's power and all opposition vanish. Nothing can hurt you because you're seeking God's power, right? To live a free and happy life from all unhappy experiences it is done through making in conscious contact with God power every instant. That is how we live a free and happy life from all unhappy experiences, right? That's how we live a happy and free life. We go directly and we seek God's power, right? So thou shalt remember the Lord, the God, for it is he that given thee power to get wealth. The nutrient, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. I'm not good at saying that word specific word, but is on chapter 8, verse 18. The deuterium, whatever, I'm trying. As long as you try, right? A person with a rich consciousness attract riches, right? That's just how it works, right? Understand that a person with poor consciousness attracts poverty, what you think you attract. So if you rinse out the lack of limitations by linking with God's purpose and God's power within, not depending on the external, but trusting in God gives you irresistible power. God knows the way of fulfillment. He is the one that will give you what you seek for. But you got to trust in God, right? You got to trust in God. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in him and he shall bring it to pass. Psalm 37, verse 5. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in him and he shall bring it to pass. He will give you the fulfillment of what your heart desires. But you just got to commit your way to the Lord and trust in him. It's really that simple. We trust people nowadays so easily. So why is it so hard to trust God? Why is it so hard to find love in other people, but we don't find love in God? We have to find a way to make it work. We have to find a way to seek him. We have to find a way to really build that relationship with him, right? And understand that he lives in us. So if he lives in us, he's always going to give us the right way. It's going to guide us to the right path and to do the right things, right? All our knowledge of truth can bring us. It is to know that God is the only power, the one presence, and the one plan. God is the only power. So once you realize that and you understand that God is the only power, the one presence and the one plan, everything starts to appear for you. When you know that there's only one power in the universe, God power, all appearances of evil will disappear from your world. Because you believe in that verse right there. One power, one presence, one plan. Evil comes from man-owned vain images. Withdraw all power from evil and it is powerless to hurt. So evil is unreal and leaves no stain. Evil is unreal and leave no stain. Once you understand that, you start to see things disappearing because do not worry and give it to God. You're not worrying. You do not worry and give it to God. Many people use personal power instead of God's power, which brings unhappy reaction because we are relying on our own power. We rely on our own thoughts instead of relying and being guided by God's power, right? Personal power means forcing personal will. So never try to change people. The only person to change is yourself. As you change, all the conditions around you will change, people will change. So do not worry. Do not worry on wanting to have control of things outside of you. Worry on having control of things within you. Worry on changing who you are to be better, and all conditions around you and everything will change because you're changing. So once you start and take that step to change yourself, then everything else will follow. Everything else will follow. When you are undisturbed by a situation, it falls out of it on its own. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to force it. Remember, do not force, beg on anything that you don't need to do. Why? Because what is meant for you is going to come to you without you having to do too much for it. So once you want to change something, just know that it's not going to go the right way. And if it's going to be changed, you're just not going to be happy. It's just how that works. You're not going to be happy with the reactions because you put so much personal power. You put so much personal will to change that you didn't allow it to change on its own. So your life is outpictured by the sum total of your subconscious belief. Wherever you go, you take these conditions with you. So you have to start telling yourself, I am strong with the Lord and the power of his might. I am backed by unnumbered host of power. So you say that, you believe that, you attract that. I am strong in the Lord and the power of his might. And trust me, he is going to give you all the power that you need to be successful, right? You're gonna be the person that you're meant to be because you are allowing, let me mute people here. You are allowing yourself to be guided by God. So you gotta continue to understand that God's power is within you. Power means dominant, and dominant means control. Seek God's power within and give thanks for your immediate supplies. Watch how everything starts to unfold for you. Watch how the door that was never there opens. Watch how supplies comes to you that you didn't even knew or know that was going to happen. So you have to understand that it all starts with you. It starts with you believing, with you trusting, and you becoming impeccable with your words. You becoming aware of how you think and speak, right? And most importantly, you trust God to guide you. You trust him with your life, and he's gonna bless you, right? Because we cannot take blessings from God. It must be given to us. That's another thing. It must be given to us. It's not like we could go and be like, oh, let me take that. No, it doesn't work like that. So it must be given to us because our faith is so strong and we believe and trust in him that he's going to provide it. He's the fulfillment. God is here to fulfill us because we as human, we want to be fulfilled. So he's going to provide us what we want. That's just how great and powerful he is, because we do not understand what he knows. But later on, if we continue to seek and understand his words, we understand that the Father is in him and he is in the Father. And if he is in us, we are in him. And that goes to show that if we seek and we do and we become a reflection of God, he's going to help us understand his words. He's going to help us understand that we always need him and he's always going to guide us, right? Give that, surrender that, right? Our part is to be a grateful receiver. Just be grateful to receive. Do not complain. Do not continue your days complaining. Receive it. Receive it with your heart, with your body and soul. Receive all the blessings, right? Luke chapter 10 verse 19 says, I have given unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions and to overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you. This is God's idea of man. But man's idea of himself is one of limitation and failure, right? It is until we face a situation of lack that we suddenly express the power which has already been given to us. The power has already been given to us, but we don't believe that we are worthy to receive that power. So we cannot ask God to give us so many things, but we lack the fact of understanding that God already gave it to us. He gave it to us. We were just being victim of their circumstances to not understand that it already been with us. So we have to understand that, right? Because God idea of man is to he's giving us the power to tread the serpents and the scorpions and to overcome all power of the enemy, and nothing will harm us. Trust when I say that nothing will harm us, because God's word is more powerful and more promise than anything else that human has been saying. He will never contradict his saying. He will never contradict what he will do in your life than a human, right? So God says, "Hear, O Israel, yet have no need to fight, and ye still be still and see the salvation of the Lord." Be still and see the salvation of the Lord. Meaning still is to keep your forces, right? To keep your posture, to keep yourself, and wait. Take it easy and see the salvation of the Lord. Wait until the Lord gives you what you seek for, what you desire, the fulfillment of your heart. Wait and see, right? Because God is saying, "Hear, O Israel, you will never win this battle by fighting. Leave it entirely to me, and it will be given to you. Give it to me, and it will be given to you." When you surrender, you give all your worries, all your stress, your happiness, the fact that you're not getting what you want at the moment, everything, when you are giving it to him, he will provide. You just need to follow the magic path of intuition. Everybody here has the power of intuition. That is what God gives us, the power of ourself, to follow our intuition, to follow our heart, because intuition will lead you to the right place and price or house or love. It's gonna lead you to the right path, because God gave us that power, right? Power comes within, but you need to believe in that power. Learn from the little things, and you will be ready to handle the big things. Always appreciate the little things, because that's gonna prepare you for the blessings that God got for you. And it's just really how that works, right? The more you believe and take one step at a time and allow things to flow in your life, everything starts to fall into place, because you're not so worried. You're not wanting to control things. You're not stressing things out. You're letting things be. For example, in the book was saying, right, that a little kid, that's when we are little kids, we have so much inspiration, so much to live for, so much happiness, because we are not stressing. We are not worrying when and how things is going to happen. For example, in the book was saying that a child wants a bicycle for Christmas. He's not waking up every single day thinking about the bicycle. He's just living each moment. He's happy with what he has. And that's how everything comes to you when you least expect it, because you're not worrying so much about it. You're not stressing about it. You had to let things flow into your life. And I promise, when you least expect it, you're going to have all the blessings. The door that never existed is going to be open. The supplies that you never thought that you would get, you're going to receive it, because you're not worrying every single day. You're not waking up every single day thinking about when and how. God, please. You're letting things flow into your life. And everything is going to happen for you, because he is the one power, right? One president, one plan. He knows how and everything's going to happen. You just need to believe. So be that little child that wakes up every single day happy because God gave them a new day to live. And you're not worrying about that bicycle for Christmas. It's going to come. And then when Christmas comes, right? You're not even expecting the bicycle because you forgot about it. And the bicycle that you wanted It's not the one that you got. God gave you a bigger and better bicycle because you was not stressing about it. You was not worrying about it. And that's why I want all of us here to think about our life, to think about what we seek and what we want in life, or even our purpose in life. Because even I myself, I'm speaking in I'm giving you guys this information, but I worry sometimes and I'd be like, God, am I gonna be able to speak to a million people worldwide? Am I gonna be on stage? Am I gonna be impacting? And all of this worry. I'm worrying about all of this. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm here sometimes do these calls and I don't see nobody hopping on, and that discouraged me because again, I'm human. I'm not God. I'm human. I am normal to have feelings, to feel like, damn, like I want to do this for people, but there's no people to talk to. But then I realized that even if people do not hop on, even if people do not listen, I have to continue doing it because this is something that I want to do. And I want you guys to understand that you got to wake up every single day and follow what your heart tells you to do and do the things that you love, and everything else will follow. God gives power. God gives man the power to get well, right? He gives man power to overcome and to do things that we think that we couldn't do. He gives us man power to heal sickness and to cast out devils. He gives us power to do it all. We just need to believe in that. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. Let us realize that the invisible power is within us. We just need to believe. Those who call on the name of the Lord will be delivered. Will be delivered. And you guys need to understand that. You guys will be delivered because you're seeking and calling on God. And He is only one that could help us deliver what we want in life. Right? We have to understand that. Right? We have to understand that. We have to continue pushing. We have to continue believing. We have to continue to trust in the Lord and understand that God is the one power. He is the one present and He is the one plan. And everything else that we want out of life is going to happen because we're not waking up every single day worrying about it. We're waking up every single day being grateful, loving, forgiving, and becoming a reflection of God because that's who He created us. He created us to be a reflection of Him. So everything that you're doing, that you're so used to doing, learn how to cut it off. Learn how to do the things that He will do. Do the things that He will do. And I want you guys to live a righteous life. I don't want you to continue to eat, to continue to do the evil things, to continue to live on man's image, to do what man thinks is right, to do what I'm sorry, I have so much thoughts coming into my mind, to do the things that we want to do. And instead we have to rely on God's image, God's power, instead of our own power, because with ourselves, we will not go that far. We will continue living unhappy experiences and we will never live a fulfillment life. I don't know about you guys, but I want to live a fulfillment life. I don't want to depend on my own understanding. I want to depend on His understanding. I want to depend on His knowledge because He knows more than me. So who am I to follow my own instructions instead of following God's instructions? Instead of following the one that knows how to do and when to do it, right? So I want you guys to understand that. Continue to seek the Lord and surrender and trust in the Lord so that He could continue to give you the power that you already have within you, and to continue to believe and trust in your own ability to do the things that you can do and not believe and trust on other people. Follow yourself into the path. Follow the path that God has for you. Follow your intuition. Do what you want to do in life. Do not do what other people are doing. Seek what your heart wants to do, because God placed a plan, a vision, a purpose in our life to do in this world. But we getting so distracted with the temporary things that are happening that we're not really focusing on ourselves. We're not focusing on how to become happy and healthy with ourselves and be at peace with ourselves. Do not seek outside of yourself. Seek within yourself and be happy with what you have, while God is going to continue to give you what you deserve. But until you're not happy and you're not grateful for what you have right now, He is not going to provide you with what you deserve, because you're not going to be grateful for when you receive it. So I want all of us to understand that we have to live in the moment, be happy, be thankful that we woke up, and continue to do things one step at a time. Everybody has a different journey. Everybody has a different purpose, and we have to live with what we have and seek for better things. But most importantly, seek a better relationship and a strong relationship with God, and He's gonna guide. So thank you so much, guys, for listening and tuning in. It's truly a pleasure to be here. I will be posting this on YouTube, and I will be leaving it today on Instagram, my Instagram live. I will be leaving it today on live, so that you guys could go ahead and tune into my YouTube and share this call with other people, because there's people out there that needs to hear this, right? And I'm so grateful that God brought you all here in this call, and that you guys got to hear my message, and that I'm grateful that He's using me as a vessel to be able to share His wisdom, and I'm happy to continue doing it. And I hope that you guys go ahead and follow your heart, follow your intuition, and seek God, and understand that God is the only one that we have, the only one that we need, and the only one that's going to do the impossible. And continue to trust in Him, and I promise you guys, that He's going to give you everything that you deserve, and He's going to help you in the situation that you're in right now. But I want you guys to believe and trust in Him. Build your faith, right? And have a blessed and beautiful Saturday. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye. Bye.